So I'll just introduce you for 10 minutes of basics of Go. The next 10 minutes I'll tell you the in-depth of Go. The last 10 minutes we'll discuss about the course syllabus and we'll have question and answer as well.
Okay,
Okay.
before going further, I wanted to know one thing only, like whatever syllabus structure he shared with me,
Yeah.
like how we are gonna proceed with that, like this Docker, Kubernetes, Golang. So we are gonna start with the Golang, hope so.
First we are going to start with Go, then
Yeah.
we're going to start with Docker, then we're going to start with Kubernetes, then last we're going to start with GCP.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
So
understood.
if you now, I'll just try to make you understand the overall course here. So in
Yeah.
depth, you'll try. First, I'll tell you. I'll talk about basics first. Okay.
Yeah.
So which language are you familiar? Apart from Go, anything Python, Java, any language you're familiar with?
Mm, okay, I'm kind of familiar with the Python, but more than Python, I'm like now I'm full fledged. I need to work on this Go only.
Okay, fine. So,
Yeah.
so no worries. So I will try to make you understand Go easily. Okay, so just try to understand what exactly Go expectation from you. See,
Okay.
in Golang, so Golang basically, if I'm trying to explain in a simple way of understanding, so Go language basically has core features. So what is the core features? I'll tell you in a simple way. So basically, Go language has got some syntaxes, correct? So what are the syntaxes? We have functions. I mean, I'll tell you, it's not syntaxes. We have topics. So I'll put the topic. What is the topic I've put there? Function. I'll put one more topic is called as structure. I'll put one more topic is called as method. I'll put one more topic here that's called as go routine. What is that?
Uh,
Go
Go
routine.
routine.
So you may get to know what is this, Venkatesh. So tell me in a simple way. Okay, let me tell you this. So let's take a simple example in human. We are a human. Let's say we do an activity, correct? So
Yes.
so let me say an activity we do is, let's say you, okay, you, let's say you walk for a okay, you just walk for a, you walk for, you just I'll say, let's say you do an exercise. Okay,
Okay.
so this activity every day you do, or let's say you are, let's say in the last 10 years you've been doing this. So every day you are consistently doing this exercise as a human, right? So in this
Yes.
activity, what exercise, let's say you do is you walk, let's say you an exercise, you walk for 15 minutes, okay,
Okay.
and you do this at time, let's say 7 a.m. So this is an activity, correct?
Yes.
This, so this activity human which is doing, which is done by human, okay, this activity has basically data. What does it have?
Data.
Data. So it has data, and the data is what important for human. So this data, where do humans store? In brain,
Yes.
correct? So
Yeah.
what is the concept of Go language? Is Go language is having topics called functions, structures, methods, Go routine, all for human activities only. But
Okay.
that activities will contain data, human, how human data is there. You can also write the code in the form of this human data, what activity has there. You can write all this inside this topic only. But every concept or every topic has got some set of keywords and symbols. Has got
Okay.
some set of keywords and symbols.
Okay.
Now, what I'm trying to summarize is, as a human, you do an activity called exercise, and the activity name is exercise, and all this data you store it in your brain. You do every day, right? Now, tell me,
Yeah.
is this activity reusable? It's reusable.
Uh,
It's
it's reusable if we are doing next day according to the time.
yes. So you may do it according to the, but the activity is same. So an
Yeah.
activity will have step by step process, correct?
Yes.
You write a step by step process. So coding, you write down in functions, structures, methods. Go routine is activity. That activity has step by step process. That step by step process in coding, first thing is, in human activity, what is the first thing you do? Any activity you do will contain variables and data. It means you are doing first memory allocation. What do you do?
Memory allocation.
Allocation. Because where you do this memory allocation? In your human brain,
Brain.
because you are doing it in a human brain. So your human brain actually has this activity. So let's go deeper into this and understand.
Okay.
Same way, you're gonna do the same memory allocation in Go language also. How do you do memory allocation in Go? Okay, let me tell you. So first thing in Go is memory allocation. That is called how you're gonna do it. So if you want to allocate any memory, how you're allocating in your brain, if you want to allocate memory in Go language, we have some keywords. The keywords are integer. Okay, I hope you're getting it. String.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm.
this keywords actually allocates memory. You are trying to allocate memory, and any memory you are allocating will have variables and data. What does it have?
Variable
Data.
data.
So can you tell this? What is the variable name here? Walk,
Walk
and keyword is integer. You can assign this value 15.
data.
Again, yeah, again you can write on time. Okay, and again you can write on this time, and again you can initialize this with 7 a.m. Okay, why you have to write double quotes is because
This
anything
is
string you have to write it in double quotes. So in this all four topics, the common is memory allocation. What is common? Memory
memory
allocation is
allocation.
very common thing. So what humans do, same thing we do here. But the flow of operations are going to be changing. So if I run this program, I'm gonna get an error. What's an error? You see that it's
Pack.
asking expected package. I'll tell you what is that. Okay. So
Yeah.
so basically, in programming, you need to always write one activity name called functions. Activities in coding is called functions. What is that? Functions. And
Functions.
that function, to write function, a topic name is what I've done. Function. To write a function, you have to write a keyword and symbol. What do you write down here? A
Keyboard and symbol.
So let me write a keyword. What is the keyword I've written there? Fancy,
Function.
round bracket, curly bracket. Always remember, inside the symbol only you're going to write code. Inside this curly round bracket and curly bracket only you have to write a code. That code can be related to variables or data. You getting my point?
Yes.
You can write down where. Here you can write down what where, and you can write down this name of the function is what exercise. This is very simple way of understanding coding.
Okay, so one thing like, can you go up? Okay, so here we write it down one keyword like a function.
Yes,
Okay, we give the name of that exercise.
yes, yes,
Okay, so next to that, the double quote that bracket is there.
yeah,
So that exercise we gave outside of that bracket. So
yes.
like if we are giving inside of that, then what?
No, no. So let me tell you,
Yeah.
there is two symbols. One is round bracket, one is curly bracket.
Hmm.
So a round bracket, this bracket, you can also have, there's two brackets. So this is two brackets. So inside this bracket, you can write variables and data. Inside this bracket also you can write, but you can only write inside this bracket variables only. It means you can write walk, talk, okay,
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
can write down time string, but you cannot write data there. It means the code can be written. So that's why I'm trying to say a Go language code can be only written in these two symbols. One is round bracket, one is in the curly brackets.
Okay.
See my point, what I'm trying to say? So you can
Yes.
write down in this only. So this is what I am trying to do now. Inside this curly bracket, I'm trying to write a code. That is step-by-step process of a human being. Inside this also I can write, but let me not tell you that now. Currently, you can write only inside that variables. What you can write? Only you
Variables.
can write variables only you can write. So you can write like this: walk, integer. You can specify and you can run this program. See, got it?
Yeah. Yes, I got it. But this function thing alone, that walk int that you gave here, can you
Hmm.
just pardon this thing alone? Sorry, actually, I need to understand this thing.
Okay, you are talking about this one.
Yeah, this, huh? How we are passing the things
Yeah,
here? Like,
that's what I'll tell you. When you are doing that activity, you'll have to pass data. So I'll tell you that. So every code has to have one activity name. Default activity is what? Fancy. Write one activity name called what? Main. So
okay,
main is the default activity. Every time you have to write a activity of code should be main. So write fancy activity name is what? Main.
main.
Now run this code, you will still get an error saying that package is so. It means the starting line of any code in Go should be main activity. Right? Now you run the program, you will get a different error. And this says non-declaration statement outside the function body. What does that mean? You cannot write any variable outside. Getting
Outside of function body.
yes, yes. And you that's only for your understanding, I told. First, you have to know all the topics, reusability, then memory allocation. Now you're
Yes.
getting an error called walk redeclared in this block outside also. So what says error is I'm declaring two times the same variable walk. So write down here walk key. Getting my point? The two
Yes,
times
understood.
you cannot specify. Now this error is proper. Declare not used, no problem, don't worry. Now, as you ask this question, right? So you are writing only the activity. Activity is nothing but a plan of an activity. But you execute the activity. How do you execute the activities? By doing function call. What is that?
No.
Doing function.
Function.
So write down like this. Exercise and then so that is what I'm trying to say here. So you write the name of the function is exercise, and then you have write down a round bracket. So inside this round bracket, you have to pass data to activity. So let's say you're going to work how many minutes? 15 minutes. So here you have to write only variables. But when you
Okay.
are doing that activity, you will say you want to work for how much? 15 minutes. So what is happening? This function is reusable for any day. Every day you can walk, but the time of the walk will change. Time
Okay.
of the walk will change. But in human case, every day you get up and decide one day 15 minutes, one day 20 minutes. Same way, it's reusable here. So run this program. So now still I got only error is declared not used, declared not used. So for this error, what you have to do is, you have to print something.
Yeah.
FMT print ln. So what is this print ln is? It's a function. It's an activity function that is to print data. Okay. You can
Okay.
walk and you can print time also. So I think I exceeded 10 minutes. No, I'm perfect. Okay, because okay. So now I made this. It's output clear. Now this program is clear.
Yes.
Okay. So now this is about an activity. So we can write code in different ways in Go. One is a function, one is a structure, one is a method, one is Go routine. If you want, I'll just write a small code for that. Okay. Then I'll
Okay.
write here, see the syntax. Every topic has got syntax. Every topic will have keywords and symbols. That keywords and symbols are called syntax. You're getting my point?
Yes, understood.
Syntax is
Yes.
that's you have write a type structure and you have write curly bracket and inside you have name of the structure is let's say something you write on
Time.
smile any name of the function of the structure. Same way you can write a method. A method also will have keyword and symbol.
Yes.
So what do you write on? Fancy round bracket, curly bracket. It's like Java, how you have method, sorry, Python, you have method for you, right? So you have same thing. Syntax of method is you will write two times curly round brackets and then curly bracket. And here
Okay.
you have to specify the method name. So here you're writing only one time, na? So here
Yes.
I write two times and I'll write down the name of the method is what? Name is methods. Okay. And then here you have to specify this name of the structure. This method belongs to the structure. So you have to specify like this. So now my program is not throwing an error. Is this clear? So this is all about templates. It is all about templates to make your code reusable. To make your code reusable.
Reuse.
But actual code is all about what? Memory allocation. It's all about memory.
Memory allocation.
Any questions here you have? Any question?
No. As of now, no.
Okay. So this is about basics of Go. So you are now understanding the basics of Go and hope you are smiling. Now I think, yeah, now we'll go to next 10 minutes where I'll talk about advanced topics of Go. I'm sure Srikanth would have shared you the syllabus. Maybe I'm just showing you
No.
this. Yeah,
Yes.
this now I've talked about the syllabus. If you look at this Go training, we just now explained about what? Functions and main functions. And we
Okay.
understood about strings. And now we understood little about structures. And now we understood about methods. Methods little bit. I've just explored the methods. Correct. Now
Yeah.
we'll talk about parameters. We also understood about parameters. This is parameters. So I talked about parameters. This is parameters. Correct. This Waki is parameters. Getting my point?
Yes, I'm
And-
getting it.
Okay. So now we'll go to the next advanced concept is advanced topics. I'll tell you little advanced topic.
Okay, one second, Venkat. Like I want to ask here, like it's a like it's a demo. That's why you're explaining me this, and like if I'm joining this from tomorrow, so we'll go in the depth manner. Hope so.
We'll go in. Yeah, we'll go in. This is demo, so we want to cover you. If you cover only basics, you will never get a confident. So we
Yeah.
are trying to only talk about various topics. You can take any topic in the
No,
syllabus.
no, it's fine. It's fine. That's not a problem. No, I thought like how you're explaining now. That is like we completed the basics of Go, so that's
Correct.
why I asked.
So I'll talk about advanced topic. So let's talk about concurrency. Maybe okay, and also I'll talk about concurrency, and then I'll tell you a little bit about Kubernetes. You said you are aware of Kubernetes basics.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will give you a little bit idea about Docker as well. But yeah, GCP, anyhow, you will understand all these aspects here, but I'll explain that also. Okay. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
before
Sure.
that, let me go to one advanced topic called as what? What is this topic called as? Go routine. Okay. Maybe you heard about this go routine, correct?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
very good. So what exactly is Gordon? Let me tell you in a simple way. Okay. So imagine in your brain, you have a brain. Okay. And let's say you have in your brain, tell in simple way. In your brain, you have basically confidence that is running. Okay. And you have something called as concerns. Let's say you have something called as problems. Okay. So if you tell me in your brain, how will a confidence and problem both run? How does it both run? Both runs parallelly, right? Both run
Yes.
concurrently. Do you agree? Both run concurrently.
Yes.
Okay. So concurrently in the sense what? Both are trying to run, both are in their own, I mean, both are actually uh,
Parallelly, it's going in the mind.
correct.
Something.
So let's imagine like this. I have a function named as confidence,
Okay.
and I have problems here. Correct. I do have both. One is uh okay. So one is you can see there are two functions. One is confidence, one is problems. Okay. So now these two functions, can I execute them in your brain? It is going actually concurrent. Concurrent means you are running both together. But in
Yes.
coding, I cannot run together. Either confidence will complete or problem will complete. If you want, check it.
One by one.
Yeah, one by one. But I will make that concurrent. You see that. So let's say now I want to execute this both of them concurrently. As of now, I cannot do this, but let's see. I will just show you now. I'll execute confidence. It will go and print execute confident, and then I'll call problems, and it will go and execute me problems as well. Let's say execute both of them. You will get an output for both of them now. One confidence completed and then problem completed. But I now it's happening for me sequentially. It's happening what now? This is
Sequence.
it's completing one and then now I want it like your brain. How to do that? I want to make it implement like your brain. How to do that? So that is what called the concept of concurrency.
Okay.
Concurrency is the concept is that you will execute this function for, for some time for two lines of code. Then after that, it will execute this function. And then after that, it will come back and execute this function. It means it's
Okay.
partially executing this function. What it is doing? Partially
Parse.
executing. Then it comes back and executes the other function. So to that concurrency, you have to make this as go routine. So just write go here. Just write here go. If you just write here go and go, then these two functions are not executed by you. It's under the control of the OS scheduler.
Core routine. Oh, okay. Okay. Understood this thing.
It's control of it. So now if you run the program, you won't get the output. You didn't get output. Why? Now the OS did not execute this do go routines. In order to execute these two go routines, OS is looking from you is that what is OS looking from you is that it's looking from you to instruct. Okay. And how do you instruct the OS to execute your Go routine? Is by using a library function called time.sleep.
Okay. But why we are using here time dot sleep?
If you write time.sleep, what happened? This main function will sleep. Okay, main will not execute. When main function is idle, it's not executing. It will make the other two Go routines any one execute. Now you can just check the
Oh,
output. You will get this confidence and problem. So what is time.sleep? You are telling this function is to be idle now. So sleep means what? The main function is
right.
idle. When main function is idle, it will the OS will go. These two people are registered now. They are not executed. They are registered. So the OS will go and execute these two Go routines.
Okay. Whenever it is going in the idle time, in that time it will run this routine.
Yes, the scheduler will check, right? Scheduler will check if I am idle, if I'm not executing, I'll check this someone is executing, and that is what happens here. So that is
Okay.
how your Go routine works.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, now we will take you some of the. Okay, now if you look at any other aspects, let's say we'll talk about what exactly is for you. I'll put in a simple way what exactly is. Uh, I think. Are you familiar with Linux?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you have hands-on lot of experience with Linux.
Not more actually, but I know the basics and all those things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, let me put in a simple way. So you know process thread and all, correct?
You can go by Linux, no problem. I can understand that thing as well.
Okay, you know, you know processes and threads
Process?
and thread.
Um, no.
Okay, so if I am trying to explain you, okay, I will put in a simple way for that so that you will understand it this in a easy way. Okay, for you in a simple way, I'll put it. Okay,
Okay.
uh, so that you will understand in a simple way. Simple
Yeah.
example. You need to take complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, I have in my system simple way to make you understand.
Okay.
I have now. If you look at, I'm having a VLC player in my system. Let's say this is my VLC player. Correct. This is my VLC player. Correct. What is
Okay.
VLC player? VLC player is an application.
Yeah.
Correct. When I run this, this is my VLC player. If I run this application, what happens?
Something will play.
No, let me tell you, this is an application. This
Okay.
application, when you run this, it will run with that application is called one process. What it's called as
One process.
application is called one process. Now, what exactly is your Docker means or Kubernetes means? Let me tell you. Now, currently this application is running, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, what is the state of the application? State is
Running.
running. Correct. So, what is the
Yes.
state of the application is now currently running. Now, if this application is terminated, or let's say if this application is not respond suspended, then
Mm.
what is actually how to take care of it? If this application is not responding, what to do? What to take care of it? How do you take care of this?
Uh, we need to restart. We need to do some
Correct.
workaround.
Manually, someone has to restart it. Correct. So,
Yes.
what exactly is your Kubernetes? Is check the application state of your process. What does it do? It checks the application state. What is an application I talked about? VLC.
We.
So what is its job is to what? Check the state of the application. If the state of the application is what? Is, let's say, suspended or it is crashed. Getting my point? So
Yes. Yes.
what will it do? It will restart that application or launch a new application.
Okay.
That launch a new application. That is the job of your Kubernetes.
Yeah.
You know that very basic level.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
what exactly is an application? If an application is nothing but a VLC player, that VLC player application, if you want to, when you compile that application or you get that if that application, if you suppose you install, how do you install an application? you download an executable file, correct? And
Correct.
creating an isolated application. What is isolated application? Now how Gorotin is working on its own separate memory, like that. Here we are running an isolated application. Isolated means what? It will run its own memory, so
Yeah.
that they don't have to. Each application will independently work on its own memory without interacting with anyone, so that each application state Kubernetes manages and suspends. If it's suspended or anything happen, it will launch a new application and do that. This all happens with the help of an architecture called as client server architecture. So are you aware of client server architecture?
Client server for Kubernetes.
Normal client server architecture, do you know what is client server architecture?
Um, no.
Okay, if you do, you know sockets? Okay, if you don't
Like,
know, no, no. If you don't know, I'll tell a simple
yeah.
example to you. What is a socket? Okay, so that you will understand in a simple way. Okay, for an instance, I'm opening. I'm trying to give you a simple example of socket and client and server. Suppose in your system you are doing a WhatsApp. In your WhatsApp, let's say you are doing a voice call. What is that? You're doing a
Voice
voice call. So you are the user. You are a mobile phone. You are using mobile phone, right? So from your mobile phone, you are trying to connect to me. Let's say Venkat. Okay. Now, so you are trying to directly connect to me, but that doesn't happen. But there will be internally what? There's a server,
call. Okay.
correct? And this server is called socket. What is job of this socket server is to accept the connections. What is that? Accept
Accept the
the connection.
connection.
It's going to accept the connection. Sometimes you see that when you do a voice call of in WhatsApp, it regrets immediately. It pops you and it's not going the call. Correct? It's either because of your internet connection or the server is not accepting the connections. And
Yes.
server connects accepts. Then what will happen? Then this is called TCP/IP communication. Maybe you know networking.
Yes.
So
TCP. Yeah.
TCP/IP communication is what Kubernetes is doing. TCP/IP or UDP applications. What is that?
Okay.
User Data Protocol or TCP/IP application. So if you ask me, in Kubernetes, it's to manage the state of your application. In Docker, it is to create an application, and that application will run as an isolated process. Was that? Isolated
Isolated.
process. So what is process means? Process, you imagine what is Gorotin now? You understood what is Gorotin. Gorotin means what?
Yes.
They are isolated and they have their own memory and they execute the code. Same way, a process is an isolated process. Okay.
Okay.
Into this context only, they have designed the concepts of everything here. So do you have any questions in the syllabus?
Mm,
Any topic if you want, you can ask, we'll tell you.
no, no.
Okay.
Fine.
But if you want to go little easy way of understanding, I
Mm.
am not using actually Windows. You use Windows?
No.
Use Mac?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I also use Mac. So in Mac, if you are using Windows, you will get to know that Windows operating system generally will show you all the processes. If you right
Okay.
click and go to Task Manager, what is that? Task Manager
Task
will show you all the processes. That each process using what memory, it will tell you all these aspects also.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want, I'll just see if next time if I can show you in
Yeah.
my Windows application. If you want
Okay.
to understand everything about applications of Kubernetes and all those aspects, it's
Yeah.
very easy for you to understand the aspects.
Okay.
Any questions if you have, we can discuss.
No.